You're looking at the i40 Tourer, a brand new Hyundai that costs £25,000.
Admittedly, that is the most expensive model in a range that starts at 18 grand, but there's no getting away from one simple fact. The i40's price puts it head to head against estate car royalty.
Like for like, a top spec Mondeo only costs about £1,000 extra, and the gap to the glorious Skoda Superb is just a couple of £100. So, why buy the i40?
I'll start with what will no doubt be the Hyundai salesman's opening gambit. The i40, sir or madam, comes with Hyundai's excellent 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, whereas the Ford or the Skoda, they only come with 60,000 mile 3-year warranties. That, sir or madam, is outstanding peace of mind. He'd probably go on to say that the i40 costs buttons to run. This 134 brake horsepower turbo diesel costs £15 a year less to tax than a similarly powered Superb. It does 55 miles per gallon instead of 51, and it's even in a lower insurance group. Apparently, and this took me by surprise, the i40 is supposed to hold its value better than a Mondeo as well.
So, the i40 does rational stuff excellently, but for its proper price tag, it should do the irrational stuff too, like being good to drive.
There are 2 petrol and 2 turbo diesel engines. This is the 1.7 litre turbo diesel, and despite having just 134 brake horsepower, is actually the more powerful of the two. And if I'm honest, could do with a little bit more shove. It's got a really bad habit of just nodding off below about 1750 RPM. He only wakes up if you change down a gear. If this was fully loaded up with luggage and some people, I think it'd struggle a little bit. It's quite hard to judge the chassis out here on these incredibly smooth Norwegian roads, but from what I've gleaned so far, I'd say that it isn't as much fun as a Mondeo, but it does feel keener to change direction than a Superb estate. I'd just say that the way it drives lacks a defining feature. It's not super comfy or super sporty or super exciting or luxurious, but it doesn't do anything badly. It's like a very well calculated average. So, back to facts and figures. The boot. It is 553 litres big, which means it's a little bit better than a Mondeo's, but quite a lot worse than a Superb's.
The rest of the interior is a similar story. It's slightly nicer to touch than the Mondeo's, which is getting on a bit, but misses out on the Skoda's ambience and precision.
What it does have though is a load of standard kit. You get a sat-nav, a parking camera, cruise control, leather seats, a sunroof that actually opens, and if you want to get your checkbook out and pay the Hyundai man some money for some options, you can even have things like heated steering wheels, lane departure and ventilated seats. But is that enough to make the Hyundai feel like it's worth £25,000? I'm not sure.
It just doesn't do one thing excellently, and that makes the i40 a hard car to love.
A fantastic warranty, loads of equipment, decent to drive. The i40 is a very good car, but it's just a few finishing touches away from being as great as the best.